Counsel, regardless of who is watching, whether it is the nation or a single individual, we must fulfill our roles with integrity, civility, and diligence. I encourage each of you to give your very best to this case.
The suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination, Tyler Robinson, appeared in court today remotely. Former federal prosecutor and president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, Neama Rahmani, joining us. Not much accomplished, as you know, at this hearing today, but there is a massive volume of evidence that was referenced. What do you make of the decision not to show Robinson's face?
Dee Dee, you're right. Not a whole lot today. And the fact that we didn't see Tyler Robinson, it's really going to be the exception rather than the norm. His attorney made it clear that he's not going to waive his personal appearance. So we'll probably see him in court in person at that next hearing on October 30th. And Utah does allow for cameras in the courtroom. So expect to see him in person on camera during the next hearing, unless the judge rules that they're not going to televise the proceedings.
And you said at the defense team, they said they do not intend to waive that preliminary hearing. The judge set that again for October 30th, and Robinson is expected to be there in person. So what's your expectation then, and what impact could the suspect this time being there in person, what impact could that have?
Dee Dee, to proceed to a felony jury trial, the prosecution has to do one of two things: get a grand jury indictment or go to a preliminary hearing. That's essentially just a mini trial before the judge, and the judge needs to rule that there's enough probable cause to move forward. There's certainly, like you said, overwhelming evidence in this case that Robinson was indeed the shooter, but it does tend to give the defense some information. So sometimes they won't waive the preliminary hearing, even though it's a formality, so they can get information from the prosecution about the case. Now, they still may try to work out some sort of deal to try to save his life, or they may end up pleading guilty altogether and just moving to the penalty phase and argue to the jurors then that he should spend the rest of his life in prison and not be executed. But at least for now, we're going to have a prelim very soon.
Charlie Kirk's alleged killer, is it even possible to limit pretrial publicity if the prosecution is worried about that? I mean, I can't think of anyone who doesn't know of this case.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be impossible to find 12 jurors that haven't heard about this case, haven't seen that horrific, gut-wrenching video of the assassination. So obviously, if you're defending this case, really your only job is probably to try to keep Tyler Robinson alive. That's going to be no easy task. I don't think this is the case that you're going to get a not guilty by any stretch. So whether it's pretrial negotiations, whether it's jury selection, or whether it's just convincing one or two jurors that his life should be spared, that's going to be the defense's strategy here, because like you said, there's just so much evidence here.
Only 20 seconds left. The FBI investigating the deadly attack on a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints chapel in Michigan. What sticks out to you about the suspect? We know that suspect was a veteran who's now deceased, and where authorities will be looking at for motive.
Dee Dee, an incredibly sad case yesterday. And as far as the motive, I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time on it because, again, the suspect is deceased. There's going to be no criminal case. Really, all law enforcement is going to do is to find out if he was acting alone or not.
Neama Rahmani joining us tonight. Thank you for your analysis.
Thanks, Dee Dee. Talk soon.